The following is a special presentation of GTCN Sports.
This is Legends of the Fall.
Hello, and welcome to Legends of the Fall. The regular season championship is within reach for North Avenue South if they can beat Fulton Caldwell tonight. Diana, that might not be as easy as everyone once thought.
You know, Kelly, Nasty has had some injuries over the last few weeks. One in particular is a back injury to quarterback Greg Kowalski, which could hurt the offense.
At this point in the season, they cannot afford an injury to a key player as the push for the playoffs begins. Speaking of players, who will we be speaking with in this week's player profile segment?
This week, we will be speaking with Nasty coach Hannah Golin. Golin has the team only one win away from a division championship, which is quite a feat, since she led them to a housing basketball championship this spring. She is also dating someone who we all know, and we'll find out who that is later on.
I can't wait to find out who that might be. We look forward to the player profile segment later in the show, but now, let's get to the first half highlights.
North Avenue South was undefeated coming into Week 5's matchup with Fulton Caldwell. However, injuries to 3 players, including one to quarterback Greg Kowalski, left the team in a tough spot.
Went out for a pass and stretched out my arms, and the next thing I know, my back tightens up and basically couldn't move. So coach is holding me out today. I could play if I really wanted to, but just for the sake of the playoffs, I'm just going to take it easy.
Van Adams stepped into Kowalski's role, hoping to lead his team to a potential division championship. Adams opened the game with a hook and ladder for a first down. Then he became anxious for the big play, forcing 2 consecutive deep balls, the first of which was nearly intercepted and the second was picked off. This gave Fulton Caldwell some momentum to push the ball up the field. On 4th and short, they went for it, but were rejected by Nasty's swarming defense. The interception on Nasty's first drive shifted their offense from pass-oriented to run-oriented, getting good yardage on 2 straight plays. With the defenders pushing up to stop the run, Nasty called 2 pass plays, which caught Fulton Caldwell off guard and led to a touchdown. After being stuffed on the extra point, Nasty went into halftime leading by a score of 6-0.
We're now at halftime, and Nasty is only up 6-0, with injuries limiting their performance in the first half. When we return, Diana gets a chance to talk with Coach Hannah Golin. You won't want to miss this one, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to Legends of the Fall. I'm Diana Nord, and I had a chance to sit down with Coach Hannah Golin. You'll be surprised to find that she's a leader not only on the field, but off the field as well, as a residence assistant in North Avenue South. You'll also be surprised to find out who she's dating. Let's take a look.
I'm from Athens, so it was a little bit, it was normal. My older brother came to Tech also, and I was always free to go wherever I wanted, and really biomedical engineering is what interested me and so made me come to Tech. My parents are divorced. They got divorced when I was about 10, and my dad lives in Wisconsin, and I don't really see him that much, but my mom lives in Athens. She works for UGA, but I guess my brother sort of, stepped out first and came to Tech, but she was all supportive. She wants me to get the best education I can, and so she's totally supportive of me. My mom and I have a really close relationship, and I'm really glad that I have her. I definitely have had professors who I've gotten along with well. And usually those are just the professors who can be a little bit more calm and just talk to you about normal everyday stuff and sort of just hang out with you, whether it's before class, even during class. In 2300, one of the biomed classes, we have two really awesome professors who teach it, Mick Junkin and Marty, and they're just cool guys, cool to hang out with. I like being I go to Georgia Tech and people are impressed by that, especially being a girl. I don't mind going to Tech and being a girl. I don't think the ratio is as bad as everybody says it is, but I like being a strong woman who goes to Georgia Tech. It's not that extreme, but it is definitely a balancing act to make sure that you have time for your studies, but that you also have time to do fun things to keep your sanity, and also making sure that I still have time for me, which is definitely a big part. Making sure that you have you time and fun time as opposed to just study time. I think definitely being an RA, it is I've learned a lot. Not only the ability to work with different people, just whether it's my staff or having to deal with the different duty crisis situations. I like having that community though, and even though obviously I can't know everyone in my building, there's 500 plus people in my building, but I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of people and can at least recognize their faces, so give them a little bit of more sense of community if I can at least give them a nod or something as they walk in. I think I'll say that I definitely worked hard, definitely learned a lot, but just learned a lot inside and out of the classroom. I think it's really important that you get both experiences while you're at Tech, because you're only in college once. Everybody is talks about college as the best years of their lives. So I just want to make sure I have that experience that I can look back on. He's the tall one. No, it's good. I like having him there. It's good. It can be hard to make time for the other person. Mostly I feel like we cook dinner together, which is good. Let's see, he makes rice-a-roni. He can do some cooking. He likes waffles a lot, so. Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble. I think it's good to have somebody to be able to turn to at Tech, because it can be really stressful at times. So, I think they're a great group of guys. Obviously, Greg and Ben are hilarious, and they're so much fun to hang out with. They're the long-haired boys. They're the other girls on the team. But they're fun, and I've enjoyed getting to know them out of intramurals also. And then Devon is hilarious and goofy. Derek and Steve, they've got their own sense of humor. They're more quiet, and then they'll just bust out a comment at some point. And then all of the other guys too. David's old roommate, Steve and Joy, people on the flag football team. They're so goofy. I love it. It's just. I'm sort of used to that humor. I've always been one of the boys, so I can deal with their guy humor or whatever. But I like being around them, and I hope that they, enjoy me as well.
What an interesting story. We thank Hannah Golin for taking the time to speak with us. When we return, we'll see how the rest of the game plays out as Nasty continues to fight on the field. Stay tuned.
The score is still close at 6-0. Let's see what happens in the second half.
The second half opened with Ben Adams picking apart the Fulton Caldwell defense as they worked their way down to the 1-yard line. However, they would go no further as they were stopped on 4th and goal. A 3-and-out led to a punt as Nasty regained possession. The offense was stopped a yard short at midfield. They elected to go for it on 4th down, which was a risky move that could possibly seal the game or give Fulton Caldwell one more chance to get a late touchdown. On the game's most important play, Ben Adams hit David McCauley, which gave Nasty a critical first down. As the time ticked down late in the 4th quarter, Adams hit Nick Macy on a down-and-out pattern for the touchdown. They missed the extra point, but they were ahead now 12-0. On Fulton Caldwell's last possession, Nasty forced an interception to seal the deal, winning with a final score of 12-0. The victory gave them the Wednesday night division championship and the #1 seed in the upcoming housing playoffs.
Ben definitely filled in really admirably. The timing was off with the receivers, so we were a little off with that, some incompletions and stuff like that. But in the end, we came up and got a couple of touchdowns and won the game, so that's what matters.
Our defense definitely wasn't designed to stop the rush. We had a little trouble in the first half, especially with our offense being a little slow this game. We couldn't play them tight on the run like we wanted to. With our offense only having a 6-point lead the whole game, we had to give ourselves plenty of cushion and just make sure they didn't get over the top.
I think we're good if we can get healthy. We got 2 people with injuries right now, our QB and then our Chapin, our other star safety. We just got to get healthy, get ready mentally, take it seriously.
The great teams always find a way to win, and that was the case on this evening at the CRC. Diana, who will Nasty be facing in the housing semifinals?
We have a rematch of Week 1, as South Street will be the opponent, with the winner going to the housing championship game. Kelly, you know how hard it is to beat a team twice in one season.
North Avenue South will have its work cut out for them, and we anticipate this will be a great matchup. Legends of the Fall will have all the action from the housing semifinals next time on GTCN. Until then, I'm Kelly Stiegel.
And I'm Diana Nord. Thanks for watching.